Check it out. I'm in Billboard magazine. Paul McCartney's on the cover. They spelled my name right, my photo's in it. And it got me thinking, this wouldn't have happened if I hadn't stopped being so stubborn 2-3 years ago. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. So then let me tell you what I'm talking about. I recently had a tweet go viral. It was in response to DJ Academics. I don't have any problem with DJ Academics. Basically, he tweeted out, name 3 producers who fell off in 2019. And in my head, I'm thinking, God, that's an incredibly negative conversation to have. Unfortunately, some producers responded and participated in that. Now, DJ Academics is not a producer. He's not a beat maker. He's not part of our community, right? But within the producer community, a lot of us are doing it to each other, not realizing that we're doing it to ourselves. I talk to other producers about this a lot and how we all we're in agreement that we want to see the negativity decrease and eventually just stop. But there's this trend, and it's always been around, and I understand why it exists, but it's this culture of can't. There are a lot of people telling you what you can't do, what isn't working, what's dead, right? Selling beats online is dead. I pulled up a tweet from 2012 where a fellow producer was saying that selling beats online is dead and that you need to just give up. If you had told me that in 2012, I probably would have said, yeah, sure. If you had told me that 3 years ago, I probably would have said, yeah, it probably is. Yeah, selling beats online is dead, because 3 years ago, I didn't want to try. And this goes back to the Billboard article. A lot has changed for me in the last year. I mean, a lot has changed in the last 2 years, but in the last year especially. I stopped being stubborn. I used to be the anti-selling beats online guy. I used to hate the idea of licensing beats, bulk deals especially, beats for, $24.99 online. It just felt uncomfortable to me. It wasn't something that I was comfortable with, and so I resisted it. A couple times, I'm pretty sure, and I'll take the blame for this, and completely admit that I was wrong. I said something publicly about beat licensing, beat leasing, type beats, and clearly I've changed my tune on that, and I'm glad I did, because as I said, if I hadn't stopped being so stubborn, I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today. I wouldn't be working on all of these projects with Dream Life and all my friends and Static Selector, and I wouldn't. This Billboard article wouldn't have happened because that was a photo from A3C's BeatStars panel, which was a featured panel, which was dope. It was Abe, Dream Life, DG, Cash Money AP, Brianna Marin, and me, and Kato on the track. Hey, we're all in Billboard. And that's a dope feeling. It's just cool to be a part of this whole independent producer groundswell. And trust me, we're not first generation or second generation of internet producers. I'm the new guy. I've been doing this for, I'd say 2 years, 2.5 years maximum. And it was really frustrating at first. If during my lowest point when I was trying and not selling any beats, or 1 or 2 a week, if that, if you had told me, yeah, selling beats online is dead, because I was frustrated with my own sales, I might have believed it more than I do now. I can tell you it's not, but I'm hearing people say it all the time. Selling beats online is dead. Why are they saying that? Well, because it didn't work for them. And maybe they believe it, maybe they're just trying to discourage others, maybe they're jealous of others. It doesn't matter, but the point is, I'm not here to tell people to stop saying it, because the people who are saying it have deeper problems than something that a couple lines from a DJ Penguin video are gonna solve. But you watching these videos, I just saw a video recently where a guy was saying selling beats online is dead. This is now. And people have been saying it for 8 years, in spite of the fact that a $30 beat lease went diamond. I mean, this year, months ago, this happened just a couple months ago, and we're still talking about selling beats online is dead. What's really dead is logic and common sense. Those are both dead. The message that I want to convey to you is that people are going to say all types of stupid stuff. whether it's selling beats online is dead or who knows what's coming next. You don't have to listen to that. If I had listened to that, and I did for a long time, I resisted. It took me actually meeting other human beings who had different experiences from mine with the online beat licensing universe to convince me to try and to show me that it was possible. Maybe my videos are doing that for you, I don't know. I'm telling you, it took me some time. Now I'm fairly decent at it. I'm proud of my growth. I didn't think I could do it, I did it. I think all of us as creatives are stubborn, and sometimes that's good. I wouldn't still be here if I weren't so stubborn. I would have given up a long time ago. But also, being stubborn could have prevented a lot of opportunities for me. I'm sure it did. If I had stopped resisting this whole, internet beat model, which is crazy because the internet is here to stay and it's taken over the music business, why would I resist marketing my art on the internet to a virtually endless base of potential artists, buyers, customers, collaborators, supporters? Frustration is a hell of a drug, and it messes with your common sense. But we get into this mindset of, we're focusing on what we can't do and spreading that. And that's where you get all these videos of people saying, selling beats online is dead. Just a whole bunch of people telling you what you can't do instead of telling you what you can do, what has worked for them, giving solutions. They're just tearing down other clearly viable income streams or marketing techniques. And a good test for that is when you see somebody telling you what you can't do, or when you see them criticizing another person, ask yourself, is this person trying to do the thing that the people or the process they're criticizing is actually doing? If the answer is yes, that's a red flag. I would say avoid that person. They're just being negative for the sake of being negative. You don't want them to lead you down that path. It's like the NFL. It's harder to get into the NFL than it is to license beats online for a living. It just is. As difficult as it is, I'm not seeing a ton of videos or this culture within athletics where people are, and maybe there is, correct me if I'm wrong, where there's this growing community of people saying you can't get into the NFL, don't even try. Because we see the draft every year. We know it's possible to get into the NFL. It's improbable, it's really difficult. Same with beat licensing. We see people break in every year. We see people make it every year, become successful every year. And it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere soon. I mean, Old Town Road should have taught us that. Again, it's the common sense thing. And so we have to work really hard to deny that selling beats online is viable. We have to work really hard to deny that there are people out there who are succeeding doing that. It actually takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to believe in these negative platitudes that selling beats online is dead. It's just become this phrase we hear all the time. Actually, now I guess the new thing is people hate ClickFunnels, which is funny to me because the whole funnel system has been around forever. The funnel method of marketing has been around forever. And to an extent, virtually anyone who has any kind of online business infrastructure is using a funnel. Whether you're a producer who collects emails on your beat store in exchange for a free MP3 download, or someone who asks for a follow in exchange for downloading a free sample kit. That's the beginning of a funnel. So a funnel is a structure and it clearly works for some people. I just started a week ago. It's working for me early on, before I even knew what the term funnel was. When I first saw someone giving away, beat pack, 10 beats for $3.99 or 5 beats for free, my first instinct was to resist and say, oh no, this is terrible, I can't do this. How could anybody do this? How could anyone be making money doing this? This is gonna destroy the producer community. This is gonna destroy everything. And it's the same feeling I got when I saw producers putting their beats online for license. That was over a decade ago that I saw this happening. And now I'm doing it myself and I feel like an idiot for having had that knee-jerk reaction. All those producers who adapted to the internet and used it wisely early are doing really well now, artistically, financially. then they're doing it independently. Some of them are working heavily in the music industry. Some of them are doing it completely by themselves, but they're making a living, making music, making good music, and that's what we want to do. So for me, I learned my lesson to not just have this reactive mindset where when I see something happening, I react, resist, hate on it, reject it, tell everybody how terrible it is, even though I've never experienced it myself. I learned it again and again, everything, because I make music. I'm not a marketing guy. I don't think any of us got into beats because we wanted to do customer service or because we wanted to learn about ads platforms and audience building, warm audiences, sales funnels. No, that's not why we did this. We like making music. And so when something seems uncomfortable and it's outside of our artistic realm, the realm that we love, our first instinct is probably to resist it. Maybe we're not doing it publicly, maybe we're not doing it consciously, but we might want to resist it. And so, when I see these 5 beats, 30 beats for $10.99, whatever, I wanted to resist. I actually told myself, hey, remember that time that you resisted type beats and licensing beats online, and that was a really stupid choice? Yeah, of course I remember that. Don't do that again. Learn about this. Whatever it is, learn about it first. See if you like it. If you do, use it. If you don't, all right, cool, don't. But don't cheat yourself out of an opportunity for growth and for expansion just because you had some kind of adverse reaction to something that was new and uncomfortable feeling. There's a good kind of stubborn, there's a negative kind of stubborn. You have to make your own choices regardless of who's telling you that selling beats online is dead, who's telling you the next wave of selling beats online is a bad idea. You have to make those choices for yourself. My suggestion to you, based on my experiences, is that if you're just by default, without learning these things that might make you uncomfortable, if you're just rejecting them outright, just like that automatically, you're doing yourself a disservice. You might be cheating yourself out of opportunities. None of us want to do that. Take the time to learn. That's my suggestion. See for yourself if something is good. If something is new, yeah, it's gonna feel weird at first. Don't let that stop you from looking into it. Don't let that stop you from continuing to learn and grow. Much success to you. I've talked way too damn much. Be safe, be creative, have fun. Peace.